There we go. Couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear me. That means nobody could hear me. I couldn't be heard. There was no hearing to be had. I'm drinking coffee. Anywho. So, what am I doing? Why am I here? Why would I do this? Why would I subject anybody to having to watch this? Well, here is the reality. It is Monday, February 16th. The year is ending. The year is starting. And I'm going to be working on a new project. And that new project is going to be a video game. And it will be heavily inspired by a different video game that you've seen. Maybe. And there might be an interesting aspect to it. So, I'm just going to get started and build it. Or at least starting to build it. I'm using different... Let's use Opus 3 today. And I'm going to use some different LLMs to achieve a AAA game at some point. Alright. So right now what I'm doing is I'm delivering a prompt that I made to build this game. And my thought was, and I haven't done this before, but my thought was I would include everything as one. And in that have everybody be able to, or everybody, all the LLMs work from the same prompt, and then I kind of use them to prompt individually and fork off. And the reason is I wanted to start with Claude in building the prompt and keeping track of it, where I can use the other platforms I have. So I have two instances of Gemini, but I have Google AI Studio, which is really good for coding and building, I guess, conceptual ideas around it. Gemini is really good for generating images, and so is ChatGPT, so I'm going to use those two to do that. But I'm not really focused on making any image assets, probably today. It will be a 3D video game, so I have to wrap my head around how to do any of that. I've never done any of that. Most of what I'm going to end up doing is going to be experimental and trying to learn while I go and trying to hope that I don't mess up along the way and I can keep track of everything I'm building and obviously learn while I'm doing what I'm doing. Because if I don't learn, then there's no point. I gotta learn something. So I'm excited and I'm about to get started here. I'm just organizing one little piece here that I want to focus on. And can I have that there? I can't really have that there. Alright, forget it. I'm not going to focus too much on that. Actually, I need it, but I don't want to keep it. I'm definitely not going to keep track like that. Okay, there we go. Alright, I mostly have a clean workspace. I have some music going, and here we go. So, conceptually, what I'm talking about here, the game is kind of like a Tarzan style game. I was thinking about it the other day. You have these Spider-Man games. They're fun. They're interesting. The big company with the mouse has not made, I don't think at least, I haven't seen it, maybe it's in development, a Tarzan game. Wow, Tarzan game. Because they haven't done it, it's not like they're not going to do it. I would be surprised if they just decided they weren't going to do it. I think they're going to do it. But what I think is I can make something similar. And can I make it a AAA game? That's kind of the fun. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. What I do know, though, ultimately, is that I can work really hard and learn how to make a game that involves swinging mechanics. And if I can pull that off and understand how to use Unity better, maybe I can figure out how to translate it over to Unreal Engine and try to do it there. But this is where I'm starting. I have a very low base level for understanding how code works, in that you could drop me into a file maybe and I could look at stuff and maybe figure out what they do, but I don't know languages, and I've just neglected to learn more about the languages. So I've been vibe coding, which is, if you don't know, a way of having an idea, a creative idea that you want to make using code, and relying and working with LLMs to help you build those. So that's what I'm doing today. I think I've talked about this like 3 times over now, but that is the point. That's what I'm doing today. And I'm excited to try to make this game. Now, how I'm going to start, I don't really know yet, but what I do know is I have my my partners here. Claude, who's going to be keeping track of the context of the game and my goals and my setup. And I'm going to read through some of the stuff, at least on my own, and try to make it a little bigger so it can be visible for whoever's viewing or watching. Just going to start reading through it and getting familiar with what it's telling me. Implementing initial swinging methods. In fact, I actually want to... I want to use the first prompt it gave me for a new Claude. I'm going to download that. And I'm going to do that and do that. And we're going to start with a brand new one. Okay. You are the context. Let's do that. You. Oh wait. You are the context master. And this is what vibe coding is. You are the context master. I want you to help me keep track of this development as I work with other LLMs on the coding visual assets and I guess teaching or learning of Unity as I go. To conserve your token limit, our goal is to make clean, simple ELI 5 roadmaps I can use as a basis to build prompts for the other LLMs. And I will slowly explain what each is doing as I go, of course. See, the of course is the problem. You don't want to say of course, but I get in the habit of talking too casually, and that ends up being a lot less welcoming, I guess you could say. Alright. Context master. This will allow you to work. To start, let's break down the initial roadmap into a simple, easy-to-follow format that you can use as a foundation for your prompts given to other LLMs. Weeks 1 to 4. I'm going to do this in like maybe a week. I'll probably drain all my brain and put it all there. It is chilly. Not cold, but chilly. Alright. Implement basic swing methods. So I guess the swing is the first, yeah. Pro builder. Don't know what that means. As you progress through each step, keep me updated in work. I'll help integrate their contribution, provide guidance. Let's see what is going on here. The phase. Okay, so Spider-Man meets Tarzan. That's basically what it is. Your favorite AAA games coming together. AAA franchises. Alright. Your role, Unity Tutor and Code Assistant. Locked to V1, no open world, no combat system. Since you are live and we are in phase 1, get a player object moving with basics. So what I think I'm going to do, and this is usually, I have to think this out loud because I usually will just do this quietly. I'm going to start reading through and deciding, trying to vocalize it, but start deciding what I'm going to do next. And why I'm going to do it. Because I don't know why I'm going to do it. What I do know, though, is that while I don't know exactly how to phrase it, I feel like I do use different LLMs, or at least amongst these three, for different things. And I'm going to probably figure that out as I go. So, let's see. Scene setup, the script, physics, and the math. I want to talk about the math. Cool. We will focus on the math. And I just copied and pasted exactly what it said, so there's no question about what we're going to learn. But I do need to make clear, I know nothing about how that would be explored. So please break it down for me as I go, or as we go through the understanding of it. Understanding of it. That's the thing about this, it's like computers and typing haven't ruined writing, but people write a lot less, I think. I don't think you have to write as much. So that becomes a little unfamiliar, and I feel like now with ChatGPT, it's like you don't even have to spell things right. You can just type in and send whatever you want, and like no one's gonna know. Oh, confused why I can't see my. Unless I'm wrong about that. No, it looks like it's visible. Oh, I'm just looking down for a long time. Anyway, so what was I just saying? I was just explaining that. I forgot what I was explaining. Damn it! I thought I was frozen, so I got focused on that. Anyway, break it down for me as we go through the understanding of the process and how it will apply. Do note, I am mostly unfamiliar with what I am doing. And the reason I'm writing that is so that it knows when it's starting to explain something, maybe I will need an easier explanation. Do I know what a C sharp swing controller does? The pendulum physics? I could speculate. Or I could just ask and read it as I go, which is what I'm going to end up doing. So before I send that, I'm going to go check out the others. I have fully internalized indie game project. Alright. Ah, okay. Cool. I am live streaming, that's right. I'll keep my technical explanations punchy and viewer friendly. I'm also aware of your work on other projects like your automated trading bot. It's not really something I want to talk about, but it doesn't work. I tried. Your banana themed pixel art game, but I'll keep focused. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't need to bridge those contacts. But that's very funny to me that you would think so. Alright. Let's see what we got. Get Spider-Man in the Jungle feel. We need to move away from standard Unity configurable joints, which can feel rubbery and unpredictable, to high speed or for high speed traversal. Custom physics code. The math, the logic, the script, or the environment. Do you want to whiteboard the custom pendulum physics logic before we code? Kind of. Should we dive straight into a C+, C sharp swing controller capsule? Do you need Pro Builder to test the initial? I'll come back. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Interesting. I have that downloaded, but thank you. We are starting completely from scratch. And so I think I will ask ChatGPT. You will help me with setting up the models and environment. And for now, I will work with Gemini to help build the code that will work with the assets. And that's the thing. So now I need to actually figure out what kind of assets I'm going to make, which means we need to decide what assets we need to start with. I know we need the main character, and because this is swinging, we're going to want to do main character to swinging. So we need, I know we need the main character. Okay, so these are the physical objects in the game. We need platforms. We need vines, which are going to be the swinging method to start. I eventually want, like, one of the vines, or like eventually as you're swinging through, because if it's an open world sandboxing, it can generate a vine that turns out to be a snake, which would be fun. But I don't know how to say that now. I'll say this in a double parentheses, thinking deeper thoughts. The swinging method to start. Eventually, in a large sandbox world where vines are being generated in real time. I'm being very presumptive, or being generated in real time. Eventually, in a large sandbox. I want some to occasionally become a snake. Or boa, or whatever. No, yeah, just a snake. Makes sense. But that is way down the line. And the reason I'm feeding it that is because if I feed it that, I would be able to at least reference it or look it up later when I'm looking into my whole conversation. Oh, I remember I said something. At least I can go back to that and be like, hey, we talked about this here. And because we talked about this here, I can now just reference it. I can reference it. So, okay, that's a lot for just that. We need the main character. We need the platforms. We need vines, and this is for swinging. So, I think for swinging, that would be enough to start with. Let me know if there are other assets you think would be helpful from the get-go. I'm thinking like stones would matter, but I don't know. Also, give me a declaration on the side that explains what your first task is, so I can share it with the other LLMs, and then explain. Ooh, don't love that. Don't love that. Don't love that. Don't like that. I got an Amazon message. Damn it. Oh, don't want to go there. I'm going to do it here. Ugh. Just need to do this real quick. Don't need to do that. That's good for now. Just make sure my instance is not a... Yeah, it stopped. Okay. Oof. Scary stuff. Alright. Goodbye. That's weird. Okay. Back to what I was doing. So this part I'm going to do for all of them. Also, give me a declaration on the side that explains what your first task is. We have decided on what your first task is, so I can share it with the other LLMs, and then explain what you think. Kind of like... Okay. Explain what... and then explore ways that they can help you. Briefly. But only after I send you their declarations. I don't know if that makes sense. I think I'm making that too complicated, and that's the problem with doing this. So, starting completely from scratch. Something else tell me once you answered. Great. We're starting completely from scratch, and then what we're going to do here, take this and go over here. I still need to review that. Okay. And then we're going to review this one more time so that we can see where we're going. What we're going to use Gemini for. Which, Gemini is like asset based, so I'm pretty sure it recognized that. Asset prep, visual development, research, and providing alternative code approaches, which I like. I think we're focusing on the math here. No, I'm working on the environment with ChatGPT. So it leaves the script, which... Okay, we're going to focus on the script here. Oh. I'm overcomplicating it. I should just try. So we'll do the script here. The script. We should start. Wait, didn't I choose the script here? No, I chose the math here. Okay. With the setting up the scene and models. Okay, you were going to work on, we should work on understanding ways to approach building the swing controller script for a capsule and how movement will work. For now, it will be a keyboard, but I do have controllers I can plug in and configure eventually. Because I do. Alright, next, what are we going to do here? Oh, a keyboard. So we're going to do the script. We're going to do the script. We're going to figure out the math. I have a different LLM chat working on the math. So if you need anything from them, please let me know. This is... Okay, so what I'm going to do, actually, before I type that, is I'm going to take the end of here. Give me a declaration. I'm going to apply it there. They should all have their own names, but I'm not going to do that right now. And then do note, I am mostly unfamiliar with what I'm doing. And that is the key. Because if it knows that, ChatGPT, Gemini, and AI Studio, that's what I'll... Okay. You are CGPT. You are Gemini. Femini. That's pretty funny. I wish I had thought about that. Alright, you are AIS. I like that. It's a lot better than AI Studio. Okay. Here we go. Oh, wait. And you report to Claude when I do checks? I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe I don't want to write that. You check in with Claude as we move along. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Your work will be checked against. Oh no, wait. With Claude. As we move along, it is that chat is acting as a what? Context tracker. Okay. Oh, I got ahead of myself. Okay. You're a Gemini, and your work will be. There we go. Trying to keep it uniform. I've never done what I'm doing before. I've never tried to do what I'm doing. But here we go. Alright. So maybe I'll just start writing some of this down so I can keep track. Who's doing what? Why? It's a freshie. Alright, so swing game. Swing game. So Claude, context holder, tracker. What else we got here? ChatGPT. For now, they're going to be working on scene and visualize it. Oh well. At game models. It's not models, because what I'm doing is I'm using ChatGPT to basically learn Unity. Scene and game tutor in Unity. Keep track there. Well, a Gemini. And Gemini is going to be doing what? And Gemini working on the script. Code development. What else we got? AIS. AI Studio, but I'm calling it AIS. And then it is... What do we got here? The math. I guess the logic, math, problem solving. I think that's a big part of it. Alright, Claude, context holder and tracker. ChatGPT for now is going to be scene and game tutor. Gemini is going to be working on the code development. AI Studio is going to work on the logic and the math and the problem solving. And then everybody checks in with Claude. Claude is key. King. Queen. It's a pretty androgynous name. Okay. Here we go. If I ever lose track, I can just look at that little piece of paper and be like, hey, that's what that's about. Alright. Clearing up a tiny bit of space. Didn't know what that was. Wow. Okay. Focus on math. We're 40 minutes in and haven't done shit yet. But that's the whole point of getting there. And also having to explain everything. Trying to use 3 windows at the same time. This is not typically how I do it. I mostly do it quietly and in my brain. Okay. In Unity, we have 2 main ways, of making something swing. The puppet way, Unity joints. We literally tell Unity, tie a virtual rope between player and the tree. Pros, very easy to set up, drag and drop. Feels very floaty, it's hard to control. If you want to boost speed or reel in the vine, you have to fight Unity's physics engine, which often feels like a ragdoll. Spider-Man wasn't made in... Wait. It's probably Unreal Engine. Proprietary engine. Interesting. Okay. Oh, people have actually done it elsewhere. That's so cool. That's really wild. That's not what I expected to see whatsoever. I'm just excited to share this. I think I can share this. I think it should appear. They made Spider-Man. Oh, it's a GIF. Unbelievable. Excuse me. I'm sure they have their repo out there so I can maybe take a look at it. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Noise. Change it to Spider. Man Spider when Sonny comes knocking. Arachnid Boy. Human Spider. Homo sapien Spider. Arachnid Kid. Alright. Just browsing Reddit. Found a VR game. City generation tool. That's funny. The Soul Creator. Okay. Interesting. If you want more models, well. Into Spider-Man. I made a Spider-Man game because I wanted a PS5. That's not a whole dev.
Everywhere I look, the PS5 is sold out. For a month. If you don't make games, you probably don't know how tough it is to find 3D models. Okay, I have an idea for that. But I had an invisible trigger at the top of the block. So let's time jump a few hours. And thanks to the magic of jump cuts, I finally got him moving. But right now he's just a man. And he needs special wall climbing powers to become a Spider-Man.
I guess Tarzan
Okay,
need to be
I have an idea for that. But I had an invisible trigger at the top of the block that let Spider-Man know to stop climbing. Nice job! I'm struggling a little because there's so many animations in the PS5 game. And without a huge dev team like this, it's really up to me to find ways to cut corners. Like using free animations made by the cool people at Mixamo. Or repurposing models. Thanks, Anthony. Like this one. So Spider-Man can climb an actual building. Okay, enough chit-chat. Let's add web swinging. It took some time.
Okay.
Tell me this isn't the best web swinging you've ever seen. Alright, it needs a lot of work. I wrote a good amount of code changes, and after adding a few buildings, it's starting to look a lot better. Just can't help but notice that all the buildings look like a sea of yellow, and getting new building models is expensive. Thankfully, changing colors is free. And check this out, it's actually starting to look like a city. Maybe not as nice as a real city, but come on, the game's looking a lot better than before. It's crazy to think this game and this one are the difference of a couple weeks. And since the PS5's still out of stock, there's still plenty to do towards my game in the meantime. Starting off with adding more buildings. And I also couldn't resist recording free-falling footage. There's really so much to do to make a city feel like a city. And to make my city really feel alive, it needs people, and I want them scared. There's actually a good reason why I want scared people. Basically, my idea is that a Spider-Man villain's attacking the city, and everyone's running away until Spider-Man shows up. But to make this work, I need to have a believable Spider-Man villain. You know, preferably one that's free. And
Alright. Anyway, back at it. Because they really do need to focus on making the game. Or at least getting started. Puppet way. We literally tell unit time. Virtual rope. No. Quality. The math way. We're doing this one. We don't use a joint. Manually push the player in the right direction every frame. We have to write the math. It's funny that the LLM is like, this is a con. I don't want to write this. Player is a ball. You shoot a laser. Huh? Add a tree and attach a vine. The eyes. The code shoots an invisible line from your camera. If it hits a tree, we can save that point as an anchor point. Measure the distance between you and the anchor. The player is allowed to move, but they cannot go further away than this distance. Which makes sense. Whatever the anchor is, you can't go further unless... unless some vines were wrapped around a branch or something, which is crazy. Which would also be cool though, because it's like you would be able to identify different branches as you're going. Yeah, you'd be able to identify different branches as you're going, and you could see, oh, that's a long distance vine. So then, in my mind, the animation would be like you could see it's coiled, and you could do multiple loops out. So maybe I'll think about that as like a long swinging strategy. It's like, sure, you can throw yourself up in the air and go above the canopy of the trees is kind of the idea, but what if there was a real mechanic that was behind that rather than just like this particular vine shoots you through the trees, but it has no distinctness. So it would be cool if you had vines that were visibly wrapped and you would do one loop to go far, 2 loops to go really far, and 3 loops to go super far. This is the kind of stuff you could identify if you're in danger and you're trying to escape a scenario, because it's supposed to be a big old sandbox, but okay. That's just me talking out loud. Gravity wants to pull you down. Tension pulls you to the anchor. When you combine down toward the anchor, the only place left to go is sideways along the curve. Oh, and my declaration. Does it have its name? Okay, great. This is fantastic. So this is going over here. So here are 3 declarations. Can't spell. Declarations I made, or I requested from the 3 bots I'm working with. Oh wait, LLMs I am working with. So this is the first one. Let's see what the second one says after I read the rest of this. Since you mentioned, okay, does this? Okay. And so what I'm also going to do is define each of these. So AIS AI Studio from Google, as opposed to just calling it from Gemini, so it doesn't get confused. Looking at Gemini now. Since we're aiming for a high momentum Spider-Man feel while keeping things simple for a solo dev, I don't want to keep it simple. I want to grow it fast and crazy, but we'll see. The engine pulls the player. Custom code allows us to manipulate the velocity vector directly. Excuse me. I need more coffee. Gravity is the primary force. That's interesting. Okay. Current task assignment Gemini. Okay, great. Let's see if there's anything else it wants. Oh, wait. Oh, and Gemini. Visuals and research. From AIS. So what I'm doing is taking what their recommendations are from each of the others and feeding it to them. And then no, you will just generate the scripts. I am unfamiliar. And it will take way longer. We have that ready to go. Defining variables. What's Jonah doing? Code development. I need you to create the script based on the info for now, but answer the request from AIS above, please. I don't know if this is the way to go, actually. See, it gets more complicated because now I'm dealing with 3 people or 3 things, and I'm trying to keep track of all of them. And I have to finish reading this. Player placeholder. There we go. Okay. Right. Camera rig. Right. I don't need all that stuff. I just need to concern. Okay. Ready for Claude Gemini drops. Okay. Why does this happen? I hate when this happens. Alright. Create a new scene. Wait. I'm in a new scene. Is this an asset scene? I hope I don't have to do this all over again. New scene. Oh, I already had. Okay. Do I want to do a scene? No, I'm just going to rename the one I have. Fuck it. Alright, fuck it. Making a new scene. Should I do it in your P? We also have a sample scene that I cannot rename. Otherwise, I would use that. So this is where we're going to start to get off track. And this is why vibe coding takes a lot longer and is a little more stressful because it's more tiring until you get the hang of it. Alright, I'll make the capsule. Then we will pick up from that step again. A waste of tokens, but it's ChatGPT, it's fine. Declaration. Okay. That's very helpful. Okay. And what help do you need? Excuse me. Alright, from Gemini. And then from Claude. I think that makes sense. See GPT. Back at it. Let's see what Claude has to say. That's probably more helpful. Running decisions log. Calculate tangential force vector manually. Calculate direction of player to anchor. Project player's velocity onto the plane. I unfortunately want more coffee. Really single threshold. Okay. Who asked for the... set up the folder hierarchy. Claude responded with there we go. Deliver that back over here. Gemini. Let's see what Gemini. Auditing the script's variables. Okay. So that's what this was about. Claude's response. Oh, from Gemini. I need to ask ChatGPT to do that. Is there anything else? You're gonna build the script. Wait. What's Gemini doing? Fuck me. Also, I think you are more focused on logic and math part. Critical thinking and problem solving. So I will deliver you and we can work it out to present to Claude as we go. Any questions it had? Right. Gemini. Okay. Everybody gets an enter, and we keep going. Gonna build something in Unity, I promise. Okay. New scene, there we go. Standard URP. Create. How do I rename it? Oh, save scene as. Okay. Swing playground. Assets, scenes. Swing playground. Excellent. Create these under assets. I don't even know how to do that, I think. Quickly. Damn it, this is gonna take a while. Let me make sure. Because I have prefabs, materials. Okay, there we go. I got anxiety doing this, but here we go. Nope. Fuck that up right away. Projects. Or project. In there, we're gonna build scenes. We're gonna get out of that. We're gonna build prefabs. Prefabs. In there we can build some stuff. Player. Swing. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Fuck me. I think I am doing this right, never mind. Swing. It's hard to remember everything. I'm keeping track of the right things. Swing. Course. Okay, go back to here. Science prefab materials. Let's just be smarter in one way. Player. Oh, I gotta take this. It's a spam call. Pretty sure that was a spam call. Well, maybe not. Well, that's a weird one. That's strange. Very strange. You know what? Let me check that again.
Check the number.
I think I got blocked.
The number you...
Yeah. I think they blocked me. It's a restaurant. Weird. Let me just send a quick safe message here. Okay. Did a quick restaurant search. What can you do? Alright. And what are we doing here? Scripts. Oh, right. I was building all those out. Because I do need to finish that. Let's see. Nope. Where the fuck is it? Unity. Okay. Player. Scripts. Swing. Camera. Debug. Oops. Debug. And placeholders. Alright. Art. Models. And what else? Textures. Textures. Whoops. Didn't want to put that there. Boom. Alright, that's ready to go. I really want more coffee, holy shit. And audio. And the question is, why project? Cool. It keeps everything grouped and avoids Unity sample package clutter. Drop in ready for Gemini code. In the scene hierarchy, create empty parents like this. Okay. Okay. Just follow how this goes. Root. Within there, create an empty. Okay. Systems. Within there, we're going to make another one. Nope. Well, can I just drag that in? I can. Okay. Game manager. Whoops. Don't want that in all caps. Game manager. That goes under systems apparently. And then we're going to do another one. Input. And then we're going to do another one. Close up systems. But it's still in root. We do player. In there, I guess we gotta do another one. Capsule with a rigid body. We're gonna call that player. Swing. In there, we're gonna need to make anchors. And then in there, we need to make anchor A. I don't want to do that actually, because that could fuck things up if I did that wrong. So, anchor B. Those will go under anchors. Oops. There we go. And Vine's visuals. Okay. Line render is cylinders later. This is Vine's visuals. I'm just gonna call it a cylinder for now. Vine vision. Vine's visuals. But that's under anchors. And it's with swing. So it's under swing. Okay. Next is course. From there we're gonna have ground, platforms, go into course. Next we have camera. So we're just building it out using ChatGPT right now, getting a file structure so that we don't have to worry about it. Main camera will go under camera. CM player follow. Cinematic VCam. Camera? I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but I'm going to try to do that anyway. That'll go under camera. And then the last one is lighting. And then directional light. We'll put that under there. And then global volume. We'll drop that under there. Okay, so let me just send that over to ChatGPT and let it know that okay, I made this so far is a capsule. Nothing else added yet. There's a capsule. Mine's visual. There's a cylinder. There's a camera. I didn't assign anything else to the empty classes. I think they're classes. Or assets, I guess. Should I have? And can I change them as I go? Remember to ELA 5 everything. Okay. I need more coffee after that. Alright, so let's go over to player. We made the capsule. Position 0, 3, 0. forgot it. Oh, fucking. Oh, wait, hand. Oh my god. Is it crashing? Can it not handle what I'm doing? Alright, it took a minute there. There we go. Okay, so my capsule. What is that? Ball part? What the hell? I don't think I need that. Yeah, I definitely didn't need that. The hell was that? Reflection probe. Lights. I don't need those. Remove. Delete. Okay. Maybe I do need the light. Okay. Still not sure what I'm doing, but making some progress, I think. Add rigid body. Oh, no. It's in the capsule. Rigid body. Use gravity check. Drag 0. I'm assuming that's linear dampening. Angular drag default is fine. Yeah, dampening is drag. Ground. Plane under. Coarse ground. I don't have it. Maybe I don't need this? I don't think I need any of that. Delete that. Ugh, fuck me. Okay.
Pinida said, "Oh, hand with index finger and thumb crossed."
Yeah. It's funny enough, I just started getting to the Unity part. I'm doing something where I have these 3 LLMs working, trying to get them to work in Unity, but like without making them just agents, I guess. I'm doing it a more complicated way because I'm trying to keep track of the context of everything. And I'm assigning each one to do something, but I'm doing it manually as opposed to letting them run freely and figure it out. Because I'm trying to learn too. So, gotta delete this because I'm just trying to figure out what to delete. If you haven't seen what it is, what I'm doing, I'm attempting to make a AAA game. But the concept is Tarzan, because there's no Tarzan game. I don't know why there's no Tarzan game, but there should be. So the thought is replicating or being inspired by the current Spider-Man games that are out there and making a Tarzan swinging through the jungle. Obviously, concepts and stories are different, but being able to swing through the jungle. So that's the concept, and that's where I'm going to take it. So hopefully I can get there, but I have a lot to learn, and this is my second time in Unity working in 3D, and last time trying to do physics was fucking awful. But I have 3 robots helping me and 1 manager robot here to guide me and keep track of everything, so hopefully it works out. But it is complicated. At least it feels complicated. And I need more coffee. Give me 1 second. So excited. I'll probably run until 2 or more. 3 o'clock probably. But getting the hang of this is getting harder.
Pinny
Because there's a
Da
lot to keep track
said,
of.
LOLNBD Juice trying to make a AAA game.
That's the hook. That is the literal hook. That's the goal. It's ridiculous, but that's why it's streaming. Yeah. Although I was just, if you watch the replay later, and I'll end up adding a link to it, somebody couldn't afford a PS5, so they used Unity to basically make their own version of Spider-Man. And it's pretty impressive and very much in the lane of what I'm trying to do. Eventually. One day. Alright, back to this. Capsule is using all that. Ground, I haven't. Okay, I made it, but I didn't actually make it, so. 3D object. Yeah, okay, we're gonna change. Well, can I just change it to a plane? Plane under. I have to make sure that's right. So am I putting the plane under, or is ground the plane? Okay. In the meantime, I can always rename it and put it outside and rework it. So let me just build it how it's saying.
Pinny Da said, the plane is the square object selected.
Right. What I'm curious about is here in the hierarchy is, because I'm going off of what ChatGPT is recommending. So I built the hierarchy based off of the recommendation. Now I'm looking at ground, and it says plane under course, like the path of ground. Now I'm wondering, is it saying that the ground layer, I guess, in the hierarchy is the plane layer, or I'm supposed to make a new plane layer underneath ground? So I've opted to just make the new plane layer, and if I need it to be called ground, I can just replace the parent. Just to keep things moving, because it's going to take, like, God, it takes a while to get caught up with everything and learning it. Let's do 10, 110. Cool. And like I said, I'll change that out as I need, or if I can, or if I need to. Anchor points. Empty objects under anchors. There we go. What is it, the scale? Can't be the scale, but it probably is. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it is the scale. Alright, let's see what anchor B looks like. I don't even know where these things are. I can't see them yet. Yeah. 0820. Still can't see shit. But they're also empty. Add a small sphere child or gizmo later so you can see them. Okay. So that would be 3D object, sphere. That's not what I think it's supposed to be, but we're gonna see what. I don't. We'll figure that out. Sphere again. What the hell? It's a flat sphere. I think the anchors, they're vines. They're supposed to be vines, but that's an oddity if I've seen one. Maybe it's done wrong? I don't know. Turn this around. Wait. Damn it. There we go. Okay. Looks so goofy right now. Alright, we're gonna move that backwards, I guess? No? No, we're not. We're just gonna move these over to the side. So keep track of things. So these are quote-unquote vines. I don't know if they're actually gonna be vines, but they're anchor points. Duh. Alright. This is my capsule. What is this? Vines visual. Alright. Let's go to Cinemachine follow. Player follow. Create a virtual camera under camera named. I think that's what I did. Follow equals player. Fuck. What? Look at equals player. Physical camera? Oh no, but that's cool. Output? No. Environment? No. Stack? Yes. No overlay cameras exist. That's not it. What the hell? Overlay? Oh, fuck me. That's not it. Follow equals player. Camera. Settings. No. I don't need that. Projection. Nope. Alright. Now we say, I don't know what the fuck this means. Or in layman's terms. Huh? And we'll move on. Keep these on a sticky note while building responsiveness. Alright, I guess I'll do myself the favor and keep some notes while I'm going here. Don't think you can see that because it's a window thing. Thank God. Cool. Close that out for a minute. Okay. What I'll provide when ready. When Gemini starts implementing the swing, it can help by giving clean... Okay, you don't need to do the declaration every time. God. Okay. No need for a declaration each time. Just that first time for now. Thanks. Okay, before we send that out, we're going to go check out what Gemini did. Pendulum force vectors. The anchor point is my tree limb. Okay. Tangential force. This is the direction or actual movement. If you cut a vine at any second, this is a straight line you would fly in. To swing, we essentially need to push the player along the tangent line while the vine pulls them back into an arc. Right. As requested by ChatGPT. The anchor script. Swing anchor. Okay. Did I already send that? No, I did not. Okay. So the first one is... Oh, that is the only script that... Oh, no, there's the other script. Wait, isn't there a first one meant to provide? Did I miss that? This is where it's going to get complicated. Okay, so it wants me to create an empty game object where the vine begins. Try to swing anchor. Okay, okay. From Gemini, please align what we have set up to work with this code that I will save down, particularly the naming of the swing anchor and directly correlating it with what we made. Yeah, directly correlating it with what we have made in our hierarchy. Boom. Cool. Okay, before we send that out. Alright. Swing controller CS. swing debug UICS, or it is swing debug UICS, and see if what tether is working. And I don't need to use all three at the same time, but right now, just getting started, I want them all to be on the same track, and I can cross-reference to get things going, and I'll probably lean on one before I lean on another again. All right. Already put that all in there. So far, Gemini, and so we also have to provide the code. Before I refine. Let's refine it before we do it. We put it out there. I am also making sure to have the proper hierarchy to keep consistent. I will update you with any changes needed or for the code or anything I adjust. Alright, before I send that, let's see what Gemini said. So this will be a prompt for Gemini. Because it's AIS is reviewing and adjusting code structure. Refer to this for now. For now. And then I have to start consolidating some of the file planning here. In the meantime, it all works, I think. And then I'll send this out when it's done. After we align ChatGPT and your goals with the file structure, we can run the revised code by Claude. Cool. And I'm going to take one more picture of my file structure here, so Gemini's on the same page. Hit it, and see where that's going. Okay, so now I have to define some code. I forgot how to do the project. Yes. Create. I can remember how to do this. MTC plus script.
Pineda said, are the LLMs working in different parts of the game, like one in terrain and the other in physics of swinging?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to have one, at least initially what I've written down, I'm going to use Claude to keep track of my context and kind of the overarching goal of the theme, to kind of keep the others in track. ChatGPT is focusing on teaching me the Unity part, building out the scenes, and building out my assets and the hierarchy like I've been doing. And then I'm going to use Gemini. I'm using two instances of Gemini, but one is Google Gemini and the other one's AI Studio. And I'm using Google Gemini to generate the code and AI Studio to make it more robust and like refine the math, the logic, and any of the problem solving that might need to go into it. So it's focusing on that. And then, like I said, I have Claude kind of managing the three, which it's easier to do when they're agents and they're working independently with one another, but it's kind of a challenge for me to keep track of, and I want to be able to get better at my prompting and working with multiple LLMs, which I do regularly, but not as cohesively, which is challenging. Okay, so I have this. I don't know what I'm calling that though. Oh, swing controller. All right, so that. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, all good. Swing controller. And if I'm right, that's gonna open Xcode. So I don't think I can just edit here. No. Can I edit in console? No. No. All right. I suppose Xcode has to open. All right. So in the meantime, we're gonna get that code going. Oh, what happened, Xcode? What do you mean you couldn't open it? Of course you can open it. Dumb. Okay. Damn it. Double dumb. Triple dumb. Okay. We're going to keep that open because opening Xcode every time is kind of a pain in the ass. So I don't need to do that every day. Script updating consent. Some of the projects refer to an API that has changed. He's going to automatically update a recommended bit. Sure. Whatever. Do I know what I'm doing? Half the time. Alright, code's in there. We have that script ready to go. Implementation. There we go. Place this script under. Oh, okay. On the player object under player. Under player. Not under the. Damn it. Under underscore player. Cool. And by cool, I don't know what the hell that means. Anchors. Ensure the sphere objects inside of it. Okay. I don't understand. Inside anchor or on a specific layer. Swingable. Like, that would be under swing. I'm going to have to clarify that. I think that makes sense. See the screenshot. I think that checks out. Oh, God. To make it small in order to read it. Frontally internalized, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is old. What code is that? Is that the code I just got? Okay. Right. Rope visual. Script automatically finds the line renderer. Set the line renderer's width to something. Point 1. I don't know how to do that. You're going to have to help me. And then another declaration. God, nobody asked for that. How would I be sure to do this right? Incorrectly is better to say. Let's see. Declarations. Task update. That's fine. I'll take the task update and feed it to Claude so it knows. Before I feed it back to Claude, though, let's see what Unity, ChatGPT had to say. You're doing great. Yes, you can't just change everything as you go. Thank God, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Cool. Ground, plane, okay. It's under the, oh no, that's, what the fuck, oh. I see. Okay. Make ground would be the plane itself, but the current setup is clean and beginner friendly. Thank God. You have 2 camera related objects, the main camera and CM. Oh, okay. In the inspector, find, follow, and look at. I don't have that. Doesn't look like it's anywhere here. I know you're doing your best, ChatGPT. I am too. Okay, we're gonna have to send you a screenshot and see what you think. Can't find that. Try your player. Sure. Align your Gemini swing code. Filter by layer, not tag, so the cleanest alignment. Do this. Click anchor. Alright, we'll start with anchor A. Oh wait, just click it. Inspector. Add layer. Is that add component? God, fuck me. Oh no, it's here. Duh. Okay. Choose add layer. And we're gonna add swing anchor. I always forget how this works. Anchor. That's all? When I assign it, swing anchor. Yes. Right, do the same for anchor B. Okay. Indeedy. Anchor needs something with a collider to actually be hit by the raycast. So your anchors need colliders, otherwise raycast hits nothing. Right now your anchors are empty objects. An empty object has no physical presence. I would argue it's a two-dimensional object that you can see from one side, or wait, you can't see from side angles, like flat side angles, but under anchors, create a sphere for each anchor. I did that. And add a collider to existing. Right click, sphere. I don't want to name it anchor A, but I will name it sphere A. Position it where you want. It's over here, right? Okay. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Wait. Okay. Set its layer to swing anchor. We already did that. Duplicate it. Okay. Okay, fine. Delete that. And duplicate that. Under anchor B, and we're going to call you sphere B. Oh man, it's almost 3. The day just goes. Can recast at the sphere. Can do the empty. Here's a clean. I don't know what that means. You already have a capsule. Wait, okay, so player gets a swing script. Did I add that? I already have rigid body. My God, figuring this out is crazy. Wait, what is this? Line renderer. Yes, I still don't know that one. The colliders thing, I don't know. Create a sphere or add a collider. Okay. Don't know if that's all working yet. Send these changes to the code master. Oh, 8, did I already do that for the anchor? I did. Signs. Right. Make anchor a sphere A. Make sure that looks fine. Set anchors to layer. I did that already. Player, I did add the rigid body. Set the swing controller to anchor layer and swing anchor. Right, I already added that script. And I have a capsule collider. Okay. Alright, so I have swing controller script there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this code you just sent, or this recommendation, before I save it. I mean, I already saved it. What's going on here? Okay, and then I'll take the code it gives me after I fix that. Right. Hit play. Test if the raycast grabs an anchor when you press your grapple input. Will hook the input action. I don't even know if that's possible. When do I want the boost to happen? Oh, definitely automatically. Definitely auto on the boost. Thought we can refine maybe later to do the pump, but I don't want to really do pump, that's too much. Did you already create an input action for grapple? Or should we ignore input for 5 minutes and test? No. I don't think that is in or covered yet. Okay. Send that. Send that. Save this as we're coming kind of to a close. Only because I've been doing this for almost 2 hours. I finally got some models to look at, but things are just not everywhere. Did I move this to the wrong spot? Oh, they're both in the same location. Oh, don't want that. I don't know why this is stuck not moving forward. It's got no depth maybe, but alright, save. Hit play. I don't know what's gonna happen when I do this. I see the jumping is nothing. Is there a click? Is there a jump? Is there anything I can do here? He's just freaking the fuck out. No input. Okay. Save it on the player object. Add component and search for line renderer. I have line renderer. Width. Open the width curve in the inspector and set the value to flat. How do I know that's a 0.1? Oh. So you can just set it there and maximize it? Okie dokie. Oh, expand the materials tab. I don't know. Okay, there we go.
Pinida said, does the character have his main user controls in the code?
I don't think it's been built in yet. I don't think the capsule has anything built in yet, which is why when I tried to do the play, it literally didn't move, and it just had a spaz attack. So I definitely need to integrate it, but maybe within this this answer I'll have that kind of sorted out, because if it's not moving, it's not moving. And there is a new input system, so expand the materials. Select the material, move in default. I don't have that, so let me wait a minute. Click the circle and select a material. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Cool. Didn't know I had all this. It's all built in, ready to go. Default line. Default diffuse, default line. Try that. Nope, didn't need a zoom. Thank you very much. Close that. If it's empty, it will be invisible. Duly noted. Wait a minute. Okay. All good. Revise C-swing controller. Right. So let me copy that and replace the code I have in right now. I don't have swing debug UI built out at all. Shame on me. Alright, swing controller. Damn it. I hate when I do that. Swing controller is getting an update. And swing debug UI. I need to build that. Don't ask me any questions. Yeah, just whatever. Scripting. There we go. Empty C+. I keep saying C+, it's not C+. And there it is. Okay, swing debug. Okay. No crazy questions? Thank you. Perfect. Show your player object has a player input component under events. Events. Fuck. And we'll show your players player input component under events map. Okay, so I just have to add it. I don't know what that means, but I need to put that input just in case that screws me in the future. Okay, anchors. Wait. Under events, which doesn't exist, probably actions. Move your grapple actions to call the onMove and onGrapple functions. Close. On move and on actions. Oh. Map your under events. Gonna have to figure out where to go. Wait, layer collision. Yeah, not this yet, but I've done that before. Do you know what that is? Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to ask for help. Hit him with a Anchors. They're set to swingable at the very top. And I'll just make sure you know that it's named differently. It is actually called swing layer. Excuse me, wow, fuck. Swing anchor. Send a screenshot so it knows. Let's see what's going on over here. You're very close. It's not a, it's a regular camera. Oh. Okay, let's try this again. Undersea and fall player inspectors. Audio listener new real soon. Right now. Delete the fake one. Alright, fake one is gone. Create. Top menu game object. I don't know what I'm doing through that, but that's okay. Cinemachine? I don't think I see Cinemachine. Probably under camera. Video? Nope. UI? No. Definitely not AI. Huh. Huh. Not great. Okay. Ah, if you don't see that window package manager. Still not there. Fuck me. Please be free. I don't want to pay for shit. Okay, definitely have to explain that I don't know where that is. Can't find this. Well, I need to purchase it, which I don't think so. I'm sure I can find a free version, but come back. Main camera, real camera. Why isn't it Cinemachine? Not understanding why I don't have that. Maybe send that screenshot too.
Pinida said, no should be on her main bar.
On my main bar. But so it's set under game objects or game object. I'm not seeing it anywhere here. So visual scripting, scene variables, which is bullshit. It's not under video. Camera has its own thing. There's nothing listed here. And then in my package management, let's see, maybe it's in the manager. Packages in Unity. I don't see Cine. Yeah, alright, so it's not there, but I feel like that is getting closer. Built in? My assets, unit registry. Maybe here. Cinemachine. Install. Thank you for pushing me to look deeper. This package version doesn't have valid signature. Install. No, fuck you, I'm not doing any of that. Don't need no valid signature. Get out of here. Alright, now, do I have it? I think I have it. Let's try again. There it is. Okay, cool. Thank you for pushing that. Otherwise, I would have just asked and spent more time looking. Main camera, add component. Just add it. Oh, Cinemachine camera. Cinemachine brain. We're gonna go with camera. Okay, we're gonna put that under camera. Where's my follow? Tracking target. That's follow probably. Alright, so let's see what we do. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. Rename the new one to CM. Right, player follow, drag it under camera. That's where it is, but I'll just rename it real quick. CM player follow. Now assign an inspector follow and look at. I still don't see that. Save during game, it's position control, rotation control. I don't know what that is. Standby update, blend hint. Tracking target makes the most sense. Player into both? Probably not accurate doing this. I did tracking target. That's no problem. Not seeing those necessarily. We did change target, but I saw this too in procedural components. Which I think is somewhat helpful. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, it's there. Connect your swing script to your anchor layer. Swing controller inspectors. Huh. Click player. Swingable layer. Swing anchor. Okay. You said, perfect. We'll do a temporary test button. We'll ignore the new input system for minutes. Accessible keyboards input. Tell Gemini to do this yourself. Let's actually just tell Gemini to do that. Before I get all that, okay. Sphere A is too low. Let's set it to 3. Scalar position. It's position 3. Oh, 8, 8. Wait. What did I fuck up here? Players at Y3. Okay. Okay, interesting. That's why I'm seeing it like that. Okay. Move sphere A. Mm, 820. I think I already did that. I did not. Where the fuck is everything? Living out in space out there, it looks like. They went too far. Fuck me. Yeah, okay. This is where it's going to get complicated for me in terms of positioning, and it's hard for me to work in the 3D realm, which I definitely said before. So I'm still getting my head around it. Okay. I did that. I think I did that. Alright, I'll just make sure. It's at 088. But that's the wrong one. Okay. B is more visible, but we'll get there. I don't think this will do shit. Yeah, there's no input working. There's nothing to grab. Okay. I don't need that. There we go. No input is working at the moment. The positioning for the spheres. Placed it way too far. Also, they have no depth. Basically flat circles. Alright, let's see what Gemini said. Oh, I have to update that. Can't believe it's 3. Holy shit. There goes the day. And an update to the logic space. Okay. I think this is swing controller. It is. Yes. And the swing controller to player. Okay. Swing anchor. Okay. Alright, we fixed the code. This is the updated swing controller code. Let's see how that looks. That's right, different UI. That makes a whole lot of sense. Why that's not working the way I wanted it to work. Okay. Means it won't follow. Do this. On CM player follow. 10.43 or 0.5. Wait. Position control. Wait. Choose third person follow. Ten 4.5. Camera distance, camera height, and dampening. Camera distance. 10. Huh. I guess the dampening is 0.5 there. camera height. That's a really good question, actually. I'm not gonna fuck with those until I figure that out. Ah, yes. Beautiful. Love those sounds. You didn't crash. Okay, thank God. Rotation control, drop down. Hard to lock? Hard to look at. Hard look at, excuse me. Or hard lock. Wait. Oh, hard look at. Okay. Clipping through something. Okay. Two. Well, let's just keep them there. I just want to fix it so it's visible. And then what are we doing? Let me save this down. Player. Discrete to continuous dynamic. Wait a minute. On rigid play. To continuous dynamic? Yeah. Interpolate. Interpolate. It is. Swingable layer. Tennis. Didn't reset. I don't even see where the max tether distance is. Towards the anchor with 3%. Okay. Right now it's using my anchors because you're raycasting from the camera center. Sphere A. Let's try and tell it's middle again. Yeah, that's what I did actually. Alright, let me save this. It's not really doing shit, but the view is much better, and I'm happy with that. Okay. Okay. Not that I can tell, no. Having is it Gemini? Yes. Oh no. Gemini is going to update the code. Update the code, and then I will screen it again. And I'm still doing a fantastic catch, snapping the precision whenever it's effectively teleporting the capsule, which confuses it physically. That's exactly what's going on. Softening the snap is the right way to move the solo and make it feel smooth without needing complex solver. Updated the script. I just need to drop in. Can I get a phone drop in for the edit you just sent, please? Alright. Okay, just make sure that that's seen so that I don't have to ask that again. That is assigned, all fine. Confirm line reader exists on player. Okay, so I go to player. I'm pretty sure it's there. And in fact, what I'm going to do... Can I do what I want to do? I saw how to do it before, but I don't know how to do it. Properties? No. Yes, properties. Cool. I'm gonna get used to doing that. Okay. Line renderer. Yes, line renderer. Also set these width, material, something simple, any default material. Okay. Use world space. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure that looks accurate. There we go. Save to clipboard. I got that all there, I'll double check though. In fact, you're gonna double check. Layers, swing anchor, sphere collider exists. Does. Is trigger. Unchecked either works, but leave it unchecked. Position 6, 8. I don't need to do that. 1.5, 1. Right, that's fine. And then let me send a general screenshot of what it looks like. Confirm swing layer. Right, player. Which would look different here. Oh, wait. Player swing controller. Swing anchor. Yeah, okay. No. All right, let's fix the code real quick. I think everything checks out. Yes, okay. Save that down. Rotate on the code. Oh no, wait. Updated the code. I will come back around to add the debug line if it fails. As bad or worse. Above are most of my settings. Along with a screenshot of the layout as it is right now. Alright. Let's hit play. Let's see if that changed anything. Still going crazy. There's no turning. I am pretty sure I'm moving, but very slowly. Yeah, it's freaking out. But it's trying. Okay. Bad news. That's not true. It's not in the ground in front of me. It's literally not. No, the big one is fear. Hey. It is directly in front, but has no depth. Ah. Oh, where'd you go? Okay. Maybe that will translate better. Put those. These are my swing anchors. Did I fuck up? Really not totally understanding that, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm actually running out of a lot of time here. I need to get going soon. But this is, quote, progress. The lighting looks good, and the camera angle is stellar. And then, let me show what it sees. Okay, stop. Can't expel that. Non-existent. Let's see what it has to deliver there, and then as long as I can get myself to jump and move a little bit, I'm gonna call it. And that's not that complicated, but it is getting more complicated. Move that over, actually. Oh, I'm not trying to grab all of them. Sphere has no depth. Right. I am not. Player. Capsule collider. Material should be none. None. Select plane. Mesh collider. Materials should be none. On player rigid body. So player rigid body. Is it rigid body? Yeah, it is just rigid body. Okay, so in rigid body, continuous dynamic, interpolate constraints. Let's see what you got down here. Freeze rotation, Y and Z, X and Z. Tipping and micro bouncing. How do I disable the whole script? How? Oh. Player rigid body 10.05. I did that. Spawn position 5. Try that. Oh, disable the component. Got it. No, it's not the script. Okay. Maybe it's line renderer. Yes. Still bouncing after I disabled it. Try this again. Go to plane, underground, and there's collider. Remove component on. What? Find its collider, right? Remove component on mesh collider. Okay. Add component box collider. Not in the ground. Wobble this. It's fine. Plus, there you go. Ah, the bouncing still happens. Why? Why must the bouncing happen? In what world? I don't know how to disable everything. How? Player rigid body. Gravity. Okay. So I'm taking its advice to tell Gemini something. Let's see how that fixes it. They don't have checkboxes, but... Oh, they do. Holy shit. Maybe I'm wrong about that. They can't move them. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Let's see what Gemini says. And then I'm probably going to wrap it up because I need to get to doing other things. Switching the sphere casts the mass quality of life, changes grapple regarding the bounds, your troubleshooting tends gold standard as it prevents capsule full. Okay. Alright, updated swing controller. Hey, when I do that. Sphere cast visualization. Beach ball being shot at your camera. I don't really understand that, but alright, let's see if that helped. He drops. He bounces like a madman. Bounce is still happening. On the ground, it bounces and increases the bounce speed. There is also no input. And I'll be right back. Okay. Unity feedback loop. Stuck in the geometry. Click rigid body, set it to 0. That's the ground. Player. Drag set to 0. Let me send what it has. Looks like it's set to 0, but angular isn't. Oh, maybe it's that. Material slot's empty. I think so. Yeah, okay. Fixed update ground check. That's probably what's going on. It's not the swing anchor layer. I don't think it is. It's not. I changed the name. Send the files. Okay. No bouncing. Hi, cat. No falling. No movement whatsoever. Oh no, there is falling. It's slow as shit. Okay, cat. Hi. Alright. It's about to hit the ground. It's the moment of truth. Spacebar does shit. But it landed. Okay, pressing S. Any directional sends it to go crazy. Spacebar doesn't do shit. Okay. So it dropped in slowly and didn't bounce until I attempted to move the BSD. And when I held any of those, it would bounce repeatedly. The spacebar does nothing. You coming or what? Oh, there we go. Oof. Choose what use to use layer mask mismatch. It's on both so you can actually get off the ground on stream. Thanks! Because I'd like to wrap it up. It's coming up on 3 hours. Camera forward if you're looking slightly down at the ground and press W. The script is literally trying to drive the capsule into the floor. Spacebar is doing nothing. Layer selection. Inspector, click up. Oh, on the script. So wait, on the script, click the swingable layer. Do I have that? I don't think I have that. Make sure I got that. Smart and going in the right place. Let's fix the code. Yeah, Sophie. Yeah, Sophie. Girly. Tagging. Double check that your main camera has. It does. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, I already did that. Okay. Sphere, sphere of collider, sphere of colliders. Okay, what's going on. I see. Sphere cast needs a collider to hit. I don't need to do that. Okay, so let me just clarify. Girly, girly. And then what? Let me give this a shot. Fingers crossed. Updated code holds. Moving around. Nope. 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 Maybe if I don't freeze the rotation though. Maybe that'll help me. Next rotation at least. Yeah, it just keeps shooting into the ground. The position just keeps going up. Okay, I'm noticing that now. Okay. Fighting forces. Spacebar does nothing, and the Y. I don't want to show that though. Noticing the player Y position just climbs when nothing is happening, and I keep pushing into the ground. If I can't get this in another 5, I'm probably going to wrap it up. Alright, space between bounce happens. I've updated the script to flatten your WASD, ensure that everything is gone. So that might work. To stop nothing from everything layer headache. Full drop in skin. Okay, try that. And then oh, I forgot that was there. Okay. Change that. Stop the script. Okay, well, this might still fail. Check these. You were currently. Okay. I don't know if anything. Missing the updated script. No. No. Spacebar does nothing. That's crazy that it just keeps climbing. Repeat position. Jungle ready. Full anchor lock. Okay. That makes sense. Drop in that code to replace it. Seems like a big old replace. this. Second player. Still climbing. Spacebar does nothing. Movement. Oh! How did that work before? Oh, I see it. That's crazy. Okay. So it's working. This acceleration thing is really tough. Okay, everything increases, but I'm getting way closer. Okay. Yes, I can move it, but the drag is killing movement. I did see the rope pop out from the capsule, and then when I held it, it connected to the capsule, and I started. Oh wait, connected to the to the sphere, and then the line was visible, but the got more intense as I held the spacebar. I need to make it more less. The rope comes from the player and more the player engages with the rope. So jumping or climbing or something. We just need to make sure we don't go too much like Spider-Man webbing. This is more of a jungle game. This is progress, though. Alright. Coming up on 3 hours. Pull you through it? Maybe it should. Feral traversal. Space to jump, hold space in the air to swing. I don't know if that's going to be a right fix. Alright, after I debug this, I'm going to call it. Oof. It's been a challenge today. Oof. But it's been good to learn and practice. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Try this again. Yes. Fingers crossed. We're bouncing again. Jumping works. That. Okay. Jumping works, but now we are back to the Y value increasing in no directional movement again. And on that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm tired. I've done a lot. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, this gave me an answer already, though. Let's hope that works. Looks like it should work based on what it just said. Basically said it's going to separate all those movements. Alright, give that one last shot. Yes, I hate that it does this every time. Save it. Save it. Play it. Not moving to the right. Not moving to the left. Still going up and... I don't think I'm moving. Y still keeps going up, but I'm not moving around. Let's see. Can add one more thing. No more bouncing. But the Y value climbs. Climbing. And I can't actually move yet. And I'm going to send a screenshot. Jump works. Alright, on that, I'm out of here. Tired. Had a good time. I might come back to do this later. I might do something else. Probably do something else. And I'll come back tomorrow maybe and do this again.